In the name of Allah, the most compassionate, the most merciful, peace and blessings be upon our Prophet Muhammad, his family, and his companions. Distinguished guests, we would like to welcome you to the award ceremony of the 9th Undergraduate Research Competition. My name is Muhammad Nada, and I'm honored to be your MC today. In its 9th successful year, this unique competition brings together young, innovative, and research-savvy students from across the MENA region and beyond, which is held under the patronage of His Excellency Engineer Hussein Ibrahim Al-Hammadi, Minister of Education, and is made possible due to the generous exclusive sponsorship of ExxonMobil. We're delighted that Dr. Kristen Lenobel, Lead Country Manager at ExxonMobil, took time out of his busy schedule for a plenary session to share his insights from his global experience and how ExxonMobil is developing creative solutions to support energy transition. This is being achieved by partnering with international labs and universities, and by developing the next generation of innovators, along with creative and strategic thinking and flexibility with an ethos of lifelong learning to succeed in our contemporary world economy. Dr. Lenobel highlights the need to foster the next generation of leaders with integrity, who can bring fresh thinking with an ability to add value locally and compete globally. We thank him for these invaluable insights, which we have no doubt will guide our competition participants in their future endeavors. The Undergraduate Research Competition encourages young researchers to explore methods of extending their knowledge and adopt a think-outside-the-box attitude, as well as enhancing their critical and analytical thinking by presenting their research in front of a panel of expert judges from universities and industry. By engaging in this competition, you will have developed further important work skills which underpin your submissions to the competition. Throughout its history, the competition has grown and prospered into the largest research-focused academic event that caters to undergraduate students from diverse fields of study from universities across the MENA region. This year, we are pleased to expand beyond the GCC region and welcome students from universities across Saudi Arabia, Oman, Kuwait, Egypt, Jordan, Palestine, Lebanon, Libya, and Israel. Last year, we introduced a new entrepreneurship dimension. For the first time, applicants had the opportunity to submit their research to Abu Dhabi University's Launchpad Startup Incubator Program. Given the success of the Launchpad Startup Program, we are delighted to continue this initiative to support innovation in the UAE. The generous sponsorship of ExxonMobil has allowed us to expand the scale and scope of this year's competition. We would like to take this opportunity to thank ExxonMobil and formally recognize their important contribution to supporting the next generation of researchers, innovators, and entrepreneurs in the UAE. And now, ladies and gentlemen, let us see some of the highlights from the 7th URC.
At Abu Dhabi University, we are always proud to be hosting this competition. This year, we are hosting the 7th Undergraduate Research Competition. What makes this year special, we have opened this competition to the GCC, and we have significant participation from Saudi Arabia and Oman. We also have a special track on tolerance to celebrate the UAE Year of Tolerance and to celebrate acceptance, diversity of the UAE.
نحن في مجموعة شركة أدنوك الشريك الاستراتيجي لجامعة أبو ظبي في مسابقة البحث العلمي لطلبة الجامعات في دورتها السابعة نحرص على دعم البحث العلمي وتشجيع الشباب على الإبداع والابتكار.
This is an extremely important event that incentivizes research and science, along with encouraging some of the brightest young minds from across the GCC to apply their knowledge and create breakthrough technologies that will benefit the world. We thank ADU for this incredible initiative. We thank all the partners. We as Sanduq Al-Watan are extremely proud to be part of this, and our role will be to support some of the best projects coming out of this competition and making sure they see the light of day.
give us an in-depth view of the importance of this unique competition. Please join me in welcoming Professor Waqqar, Chancellor at Abu Dhabi University, to share a few words.
Hello, I am Professor Waqqar Ahmed, Chancellor for Abu Dhabi University. It is my immense pleasure to introduce this year's our 9th undergraduate research competition. I'm delighted to welcome you to the competition. Research is fundamental to progress and development, not only in science and technology, but also in how we live our lives, make societies more equal, respect diversity, improve relations between people, make our economies resilient, improve how we govern ourselves and improve services, protect our environment, deal with calamities such as famines, disease and pandemics, floods and wars, and understand better our past, present, and future. Research gives skills for life, irrespective of the field you may enter on graduation. How to ask questions, how to use data to address questions using methods and research designs that will be respected. How to analyze data, how to lead and work in teams, how to present data and arguments, how to manage time and people, and how to stay within budgets, etc. Indeed, by researching, we're fulfilling a basic human need, that is to inquire and to probe. Most universities act as if there is clear separation between teaching and research. This is an old-fashioned and unhelpful perspective. Learning through inquiry and experience has great advantages over conventional approaches to teaching, regarding learners as empty pots into which you pour knowledge, and the assumption that knowledge is not to be processed or internalized by learners. At Abu Dhabi University, research and research skills play a vital role in student learning and the assessment of learning outcomes. It is no accident, therefore, that Abu Dhabi University runs this fantastic competition, the largest in the region and one of the best in the world. I'm immensely grateful to the Minister of Education, His Excellency Hussein Al-Hamadi, for continuing to be the patron of this event, and to ExxonMobil for their generous support. I now want to share some facts about the competition with you. We have a total of 27 categories, with new categories introduced this year, reflecting new developments in academia and life more generally. These focus on cybersecurity, on software engineering, and on fintech. It's the second year of ADU's Launchpad Startup Incubator program, and many of the presentations are going to focus on innovation and enterprise. This year's competition has the highest recorded number of submissions received, with a total of 321 registrations. There are 800 plus participating students, 350 plus supporting mentors, 55 participating universities, and the participating countries are larger in number than in previous years, and they include Saudi Arabia, Oman, Egypt, Jordan, Kuwait, Lebanon, Libya, Palestine, and Israel. As undergraduate students participating in this competition, you have already set yourselves apart from fellow students. The initiative you have demonstrated and the research skills you've acquired will stand you in good stead in whatever you do in life. I thank my colleagues, Professor Phil Hamill, Ms. Sana Khan, our provost, Professor Thomas Hochstetler, our deans and faculty. I thank all the participating institutions, faculty mentors, the assessors, administrators, and our colleagues from IT, marketing, and other areas. And most of all, I thank the participating students. I wish all of you the very best in this competition and in your lives. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Waqqar. Now let us welcome Dr. Kristen Lenobel, Lead Country Manager at ExxonMobil, to share with us his vast experience and insights on the importance of research, innovation, and technology.
Your Excellency, Hussein Ibrahim Al-Hamadi, UAE Minister of Education, dear students, ladies and gentlemen, it is an honor for me to join you on behalf of ExxonMobil as we celebrate the culmination of the 9th Abu Dhabi University Undergraduate Research Competition. My name is Cristiano Noble, and I am the lead country manager for ExxonMobil in the UAE. I would like to thank Abu Dhabi University for inviting me to join you today. I am based in Abu Dhabi, and I've spent many years working with ExxonMobil around the world, from Europe to the US, from Africa to the Middle East. At ExxonMobil, we are working to develop the next generations of solutions for the energy transition, including advanced biofuels, carbon capture and storage, natural gas technologies, and new energy efficiency processes. In addition to our robust in-house capabilities, we collaborate with leading research and technology companies, international labs and universities, and others involved in breakthrough energy research. Your own research work presented into the competition is critical to finding new technology. You, as students, have a competitive edge because of your ability to think creatively and strategically, making you an invaluable asset for organizations across the world economy. As the region's rising students, your strategic thinking goes beyond the creative process of understanding and adapting to a changing environment. It is a different way of thinking, which will help you achieve cost optimization, efficiency, sustainability, and effectiveness for future projects you will handle, and also develop crucial personal leadership skills. Creativity and strategy are no longer optional in today's rapidly changing business environment. Many organizations are seeking ways to unleash new perspectives and fresh thinking about their processes, products, markets, and competitors. It is up to organizations like ours and those of our academic partners like Abu Dhabi University and all the universities represented today to foster a generation of leaders who can add value locally and compete globally. I would like to offer my congratulations to all the participants today. You have come a long way through this competition. Each one of you has taken innovation to new levels to be catalysts of change in your communities and to contribute to the knowledge-based economy. I encourage you to never stop learning. Be enthusiastic and engage with the world around you, and remember that integrity in everything you undertake matters. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Kristen. Distinguished guests, we will soon be starting the award ceremony. Each group present today had submitted their research projects via YouTube. These projects were presented to a panel of judges from each category, who evaluated them on the presentation format, originality, and significance of research and research quality and comprehensiveness. We are gathered here today to honor the teams of outstanding students whose research projects were chosen among the 320 that were submitted. The winners have been chosen, and we would like to take this opportunity to thank the members of the judging committees for their time, effort, and continuous support. Today, the first place winning team will be awarded 4,700 dirhams. Second place will be awarded 2,000 dirhams, and third place will be awarded 1,000 dirhams respectively. Whereas the three winning teams under the Launchpad Startup Initiative program will receive 10,000 dirhams each. Also, due to a tie in the electrical and electronics category, we will award the position of third place to two winning teams this year. Let us now begin the award ceremony. Best of luck to all participating teams. Public Relations and Mass Communication. Third winner is Native Advertising in Egypt.
Hello, welcome to our topic Native Advertising in Egypt. We are 4 students in the American University in Cairo majoring in integrated marketing communication. This presentation is led by Mohannad Samir, Mahal Biltagi, Wael Mahmoud, and Nuran Sar. Throughout the past few years, advertising has become crucial in our everyday lives. People are being bombarded every second and every minute in their day-to-day interactions. This has created significant advertisement clutter, which has led to companies trying to be innovative in how they advertise their product without losing the attention span of the customers. One form of this is what is called native advertising.
So why conducting research on native advertising? We were curious to know about the topic, its original, and there are ongoing research about it. Native advertising is an online promotion tool that appears in different forms that do not seem commercial in nature.
Second winner is effect of animation on Arab teens and young adults.
Assalamu alaikum. I'm Abdurrahman Jadat, an undergraduate graphic design student in Ajman University, and my advisor is Dr. Maha Abdul Majid. I will be presenting my research project about effects of animation on Arab teens and young adults. In my research, I spoke about animations and its impact on Arab male and female youth and adolescents from the age of 15 to 25 years old, which is the sample of the research. And the importance of the research lies in knowing the most negative and positive effects of animation, in addition to determine its role and ability to spread the different cultures and moral resistance. And I chose this idea in particular because of my personal interest in animation and the great spread of its different categories and types, and also because of the lack of the research related to animation for young people in Arab society.
First winner is user attitude towards in-app advertisements, insight for online marketing.
Assalamu alaikum. I am Ula Ismail, a student in Ajman University. In this video, I'll be sharing my research paper about the user's attitude toward in-application advertisement and its insights on online marketing. My reasons for choosing this topic is because of the increase in using mobile phone and spending about 80% of our time in applications or mobile games. Advertisement in video game consists of three main forms. First of all are the advert games, which are games designed completely for a specific brand. Secondly, in-game ads, which are ads included within the game itself. And lastly, around game ads, and they are ads that surround the game interface. In addition, mobile game marketing targets a wide range of audience, not only teenagers but also adults and kids.
Psychology. The third winner is the digital provision of sexual health information and advice in Egypt.
Hello everyone, my name is Ahmed Mustafa, and today we'll be presenting our paper, The Digital Provision of Sexual Health Information and Advice in Egypt. The paper is done by Ahmed Mustafa, Laura Fadl, Minna Shamil, Fatma Abdel Fattah, and Jihan Ismail. So let's start off the presentation by defining what sexual health is. According to the World Health Organization, it is a state of physical, emotional, mental, and social well-being in relation to sexuality. So it's not just the absence of disease, dysfunction, or infirmity, it is the sexual prosperity of the person. Now, why is this important? Why is accessing sexual health information in Egypt important in the first place? And according to the literature, approximately 50% of Egypt's 101 million population are 24 years of age and under. This is usually the age where they start exploring what sexuality is, and so they want to learn about it. But
the second winner is the association between social norms and life satisfaction through self-controls.
At some point across all our lives, we've heard the following statements. For example, eating 7 to 8 almonds a day makes us smarter, or that men should be strong and not show emotion, or even the fact that girls wear pink and boys wear blue. But the real question is that who established these rules, and are these laws universally constructed? Hello everybody, my name is Maha Siddiqui and I'm a 4th year psychology student at Harriet Watt University, and today I will be discussing my research project which was on The Obedience to the Unwritten Rules of Behavior, a study on the association between social norms and life satisfaction and different self-control. The objectives of our presentation at hand aim to discuss the introduction gap in literature, the research questions that this research aimed to answer.
The first winner is Prosocial Tendencies in Adults, the relation of parental warmth, conformity, and education with engagement in prosocial behaviors.
Prosocial tendencies in adults, the relation of parental warmth, conformity, and education with engagement in prosocial behaviors by Simran Singh. Let me start off by giving some instances. Let's say a boy helping an old man cross the road, or a woman helping an old lady on a wheelchair. All of these are examples of prosocial behaviors. Prosocial behaviors are voluntary behaviors which are performed with an intent to help other individuals, irrespective of any known benefit that exists for the person who's performing that behavior. Research has examined prosocial behavior within the general context as well as specific types. The current study focuses on compliant and emotional prosocial behaviors. Compliant prosocial behaviors refer to helping when you are asked to do so, whereas emotional prosocial behaviors refers to helping in emotional situations. But first, why prosocial behaviors? Prosocial behaviors have been found to have numerous benefits for an individual. They improve your biological development by improving your reproductive fitness. They enhance
Sociology. The second winner is the relationship between fashion and identity politics in Egypt.
Good evening, my name is Omar Bazin, and today I'll be presenting my research paper titled The Relation Between Fashion and Identity Politics in Egypt. First, I'll go through my research question, which is, can the notion of genderless fashion or clothing take place in Egypt, and how can it be implemented? I'll quickly cover the meaning of genderless fashion, which is fashion that is not designed for either or genders, and it does not really consider gender. It differs from unisex fashion and how like unisex fashion covers both male and female, but genderless fashion covers all genders since it doesn't really consider gender as a main factor. I'll quickly go through the sources that I read before I conducted.
The first winner is العوامل المؤثرة على انخفاض معدلات الخصوبة للمرأة الإماراتية، دراسة على عينة من المتزوجات في مدينة العين.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته، معكم الطالب محمد علي البلوشي من جامعة العين، قسم علم الاجتماع التطبيقي، رقم المتسابق 7666. عنوان البحث المقدم لهذه المسابقة: العوامل المؤثرة في انخفاض معدلات الخصوبة عند المرأة الإماراتية. هذه الدراسة قمنا بها على عينة من متزوجات في مدينة العين. في البداية أتقدم بشكري وتقديري على القائمين على هذه المسابقة العلمية العالمية على إتاحة الفرصة لنا لكسب المعرفة والعلم والخبرات في المجال البحوث العلمية، وكلي فخر في هذه المشاركة بغض النظر عن النتائج المحققة، ويسعدني ويكفيني شرف المشاركة في هذا المحفل العلمي.
Accounting, Economics, Finance and FinTech. The third winner is Predictability of Carbon Prices in the EU Emission Trading Scheme.
We are all very familiar with the disastrous consequences of climate change. And thus, it is important to validate and figure out solutions that we have to fight climate change. From an economic standpoint of view, we have kind of two main tools to fight climate change, which is the cap and trade system and the carbon tax. Today, I'm going to be focusing on the cap and trade system. A cap and trade system is very simply put, the government issuing an upper limit on how many greenhouse gas emissions can be emitted, and then auctioning off permits for these emissions, and then companies trade these permits, and by thus creating a price on greenhouse gas emissions and incentive for companies to effectively lower their emissions. If you look around the world, we can see that over the last 2 decades, the biggest and most advanced carbon trading system has been the EU emission trading scheme. here marked in red. And
The second winner is Impact of COVID-19 on the credit collection in the UAE.
Good morning everyone, my name is Sheikh Umesh and today we're going to have a short discussion and presentation on the research paper that I worked on, which is the impact of COVID-19 on the credit collection process in the UAE. Now, how are we going to understand this? Essentially, we're going to look at how the pandemic affected the economy, how it affected the individuals within the economy, the corporations, how their debt usage and debt financing habits changed, and in the end, we will understand how all of this affected the credit collection process within the UAE. Now, before we get to the hardcore numbers, let us quickly review the literature that was available to me. This includes the information and data. In terms of government information such as GDP, consumer spending, unemployment rate, this was readily available and very easy to use. However, there were areas where one desired greater information, and this would be the breakdown of how individuals and corporations use their debt. Now, what do I mean by this? We know that the individuals took up less and less debt, but we don't have a breakdown of it. We don't know if this debt was credit card debt, installments, mortgages, lease financing. We don't know. This would allow us to understand.
The first winner is a systematic review of green finance.
Hello all, it's indeed a great joy to welcome you all into our presentation based on our research paper on the topic, a systematic review on green finance. So today myself, Jenny, along with my teammates, Halima, hello everyone, Rohan,
hello everyone,
Karthik,
hello everyone,
will be presenting to you. So let's begin with our first slide, introduction. On to Karthik.
So before we begin, I would like to give a small introduction about green finance and how it can positively contribute towards the global economy. The recent environmental issues in the global economy has partly been due to carbon dioxide emissions. Every company is looking at achieving sustainability, and this is only possible with the support of government initiatives with the aim of eliminating risks related to climate change. Now coming to green finance, in simple words, green finance is the art of investing in those companies that try to support those products.
Entrepreneurship. The third winner is the Yara project, Sustainable Solutions to Period Poverty in Lebanon.
While studying at university, I decided to volunteer at an elementary school in Lebanon where I would assist in teaching and supervising the students. I distinctly remember one student approaching me asking if I could buy her a pack of pads for her menstrual cycle. I was shocked at her request as I soon found out that many other girls in the school were experiencing the same thing as she was. As time progressed, I got more requests to buy more pads, but I knew I myself was unable to provide for this student every month. So I thought, why not start a project that would offer a more sustainable solution, which led to the creation of the Yara project. Hi, my name is Fetu.
And I'm Kalaipi, and we created the Yara project, a collaboration between Fetu's nonprofit Phoenicia Finesse and myself, an artist based here in Beirut.
The second winner is Women in Business.
Greetings. This research was being conducted by myself, Amrita. I'll be discussing about introduction, paradigm shift, methodology and institutional assistance, followed by Alina Saji, who will be talking about gender segregation, startup capital and socioculture. And lastly by Alina Jimichan discussing about the motivation, institutional support and recommendation. Entrepreneurship is considered a significant factor in national economic growth and development. Women in business are an emerging concept that has gained much recognition recently from the past years. This paper aims to develop a holistic understanding of the profile of women entrepreneurs and their characteristics, the makeup of their entrepreneurial career, barriers, motivation, and the guiding forces which affected the UAE women entrepreneurs. Traditional values. What makes the country unique is the compelling conduct that even though UAE is a country where female roles are privileged, it ranks in the world's highest rate.
The first winner is Sunbul, an edutainment application designed to teach Arabic-speaking children the principle of saving and investment using artificial intelligence.
Twists, resulting in financial and economical circumstances and variables that significantly impact human life. In the Arabic language, sumbul is a collection of wheat or barley. It was mentioned in the Quran, indicating doubling and abundance. Sumbul is a symbol of growth, increase, and fruiting. So, an application called Sumbul appeared here. Our presentation journey will start with a bit of introduction about Sumbul, then how it works, and a glance of a literature review we did. After that, we will dive into the competition and revenues, application development, and we will talk about computer vision and system testing. Last but not least, we will talk about Sumbul's future. Let's start with our target audience.
Human resource management. The winner is the effect of visibility and working from home during the COVID-19 pandemic on career progression, the moderating effects of transformational leadership and job satisfaction.
Hello, I'm Moza Al-Mahrazi from Zayed University. I have been working on this research with my colleagues Ilyazi and Khalifa. I will be discussing the research that talks about the effect of visibility and working from home during COVID-19 pandemic on career progression. The COVID-19 pandemic forced most workers to work from home, and working remotely made it difficult for employers to conduct performance appraisal, which in turn affected employees' career progression. This research focuses on investigating how working from home during the COVID-19 pandemic affects career progression among women in the UAE. Career progression has positive consequences in terms of organizational performance and actual career development. This research is important because career progression of many women was affected by working.
Management. The third winner is e-learning as a key instrument supporting university-level education amidst COVID-19.
I'm Rabia Mughal.
I'm Nohana from Manipal University.
Our topic is e-learning as a key instrument supporting university-level education amidst COVID-19. In today's presentation, we will be discussing about how and when COVID-19 started, its impact on education, and how it created a need for remote learning nationwide. The very first COVID-19 case was detected on January 29, 2020 in UAE, after which the UAE had to shut down all malls and retail shops for about 2 months, while restricting the movement in public spaces before relaxing restrictions in May 2020, with measures to ensure the safety of its people. For the same reason, the Ministry of Education has banned all the face-to-face learnings in schools and universities until the end of 2020 academic year. The students begin to use remote learning. Literature review has been divided into 3 sections.
The second winner is the effect of Expo 2020 on employees' knowledge sharing and innovative behaviors, the role of organizational support.
Hello everyone, my name is Hayfa Al-Johari from Zayed University, and today my colleagues Sarah Al-Hmiri, Dana Al-Breaki and Maryam Al-Mansouri are going to present our research, which is titled The Effect of Expo 2020 on Employees' Knowledge Sharing and Innovative Behaviors, the Role of Organizational Support. We believe that Expo 2020 Dubai is a huge event and considered as one of the most important and impressive events in the UAE and the world as well. Expo 2020 plays a major role in the economy of the UAE, where it generated $1 billion dirhams in only 6 months. Several governmental and private organizations and institutions provided organizational support for their employees to visit Expo 2020. The huge event has a role in sharing knowledge and innovation by employees and organizations. Our research focuses on
The first winner is the intelligent supply chain, a new concept of demand forecasting and warehouses layout optimization.
I am Azid Al-Tamam. Now we will take you a trip into our research, of which we made supply chain more intelligent. Let's start with the story of ignition. Al-Haytham Company is established at 2000 as an industrial supplier for products and services in Saudi Arabia. Headquarters of Al-Haytham in Al Khobar city with outreach to a huge customer base spread across the kingdom. The problem here is with the forecasting. They want to transform their business model from make to order to make to stock. In the forecasting, we have three different problems. Firstly, item diversion. Each item has a unique trend and behavior which represent the complexity. Secondly, supplier diversion. Assuming we have three characteristics of each.
Education and instructional technologies. The third winner is how higher education institutions in the UAE adjusting to the impact in the second year of COVID-19 pandemic.
Hello everybody, my name is Arifa Tower and I'll be presenting my group's research today about how higher education institutions in the UAE are adjusting to the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic. My group mates are Alua Gurtami and Sherry, and we are from Middlesex University. So what I will be discussing today is the key literature and aims, our research methodology and sample, our findings and discussion, and conclusions and implications. So for our key literature, we first looked at how COVID-19 affected the pandemic. According to the WHO, the pandemic started around January 2020 and wasn't declared a pandemic until March 2020. And this caused the government to have to put a lot of regulations in order to ensure students and people's safety in order to prevent the spread of COVID-19 pandemic. This included protocols such as face masks, social distancing, and particularly online learning for the education sector.
The second winner is Schooling of Syrian Refugees in Lebanon. Insights on the accessibility and quality of education for primary level students in public schools.
I'm going to present to you my study on the schooling of Syrian refugees in Lebanon. To begin with a little bit of context, the government of Lebanon and the UN agencies have been developing strategical plans until 2011 to put as many children as possible into schools. When looking into students' access to education, the study has found mixed opinions on Syrian refugees' access to schools due to funds and resources and discriminatory admission policies. To begin with, the government of Lebanon and UN states that all school-related fees are either partially or fully funded by the international community. However, according to research, resources and support for Syrians are overlooked, especially after 2015 when the international community decreased support. As part of including Syrian refugees in public schools, the Ministry of Education and the UN collaborated and allowed public schools to operate for double shifts a morning.
The first winner is From Celebrating Diversity to Creating Cultural Inclusion, a case study on the culturally inclusive environment and practices of a culturally diverse private school in Dubai.
Celebrating diversity to creating cultural inclusion, a case study on the culturally inclusive practices and environment of a culturally diverse private school in Dubai. To understand the main concept of this research, let's look at two of the main terms, culture and inclusion. Culture has many varied definitions, with many researchers finding it hard to define as it's multi-layered. However, this research explores culture as a set of practices and ideas that are passed down through generations, and it consists of language being the primary element, and then goes into customs, traditions, methods of understanding the world. Culture is also not always visible. Visible and invisible culture is a concept established by Hall in 1989, using an iceberg to show that culture has deeper meaning than what we can see on the surface. And to explore what's under the surface, we need to go beyond recognizing, but also learning and engaging with the different cultures. This research will focus on the visible elements of the culture, such as language, celebrations, and holidays.
Gifted and Special Needs. The winner is Banan, Tangible User Interface for Braille Collaborative Learning.
Hello everyone, I'm Noura Ruiz, Software Engineering student at King Saud University. Today, I'm representing my team to guide you through our project Banan, a tangible user interface for Braille Collaborative Learning. In this presentation, we will go through the following topics. First of all, what is a Braille? Braille is a tactile system of reading and writing used by visually impaired people. It's not a language,
It's a representation of any language. Read horizontally from left to right has its unique sequence of learning letters. Unfortunately, people still face many challenges in learning Braille today.
Innovation. The third winner is breaking the wall of costly desalination and Brian Hazard through an innovative and green technology.
One of the biggest challenges in the world right now is providing affordable drinking water for all living creatures and activities. Hello everyone, I'm Amal Al-Blushi with my friend Fatima Al-Maqbali from International Maritime College Oman. We are here today to present the results of our project under supervision of Dr. Tahira Jafari about how to break the wall of costly desalination and brine hazard through an innovative and green technology. You can see the presentation outlines here. Let's discuss the problem first. From the huge existing water on our planet Earth, only 2.5% is fresh water, which only 0.5% of is available. That's why water shortage is the biggest challenge in the world, especially for our region. So, water experts have found the key solution of fresh water.
The second winner is another me application.
Hello everyone, today I'm going to talk about our graduation project, Another Me System, which is considered as Mobile Telepresence Robotics. This project is developed system of mobile telepresence robotics, which include mobile application and Lomo robot. The system allows the user to control the robot from distance and interact with the local users that reside on the remote location. The main purpose of this system is to help people with mobility or speech impairment interacting with others even if they are not present physically. Is our motive. In every country and every community, there are many people who have special needs and there are many methods of assistance provided for them. Despite all the efforts made, those who are suffering from communication disabilities still need help and new technology.
The first winner is no sliding on the roads.
Hello everyone, welcome to my presentation. My name is Amal Shawabka. I'm from Palestine. Today I'm going to talk about my project, which is No Sliding on the Roads, NSOR. No day passes without hearing about car accidents that claim lives and injure people. And one of the most important of those accidents, which occur due to vehicles sliding on the road due to the formation of ice after snowfall. So, the problem which my project tried to find a solution to it is sliding of vehicles on the road due to ice forming after snowfall. What are the hypotheses which I put? When I was in science class, we learned about
Basic sciences. The third winner is organic plastic crystals with high ionic conductivity for lithium-ion batteries.
Hello everyone, my name is Hanya, a student from New York University Abu Dhabi, and I'm very pleased and excited today to be presenting at the 9th Undergraduate Research Competition. So our research project is on organic ionic plastic crystals, which is a new candidate for solid-state electrolytes. So our contemporary society is facing transformation of energy structure and also renewal of large and electrical equipments. And according to the International Energy Agency in 2021, 45 billion USD was allocated to renewables, and sales of electrical car vehicles reached 6.6 million, tripling their market share from 2 years before. And one of the key technology that is required to develop a more safer, more energy efficient, and energy dense energy storage system or electrical car vehicles and consumer electronics are actually batteries.
The second winner is therapeutic potential of sorafenib, melatonin-loaded exosomes of mesenchymal stem cells in hepatocellular parenchyma rat model.
Hello everyone, my name is Abdullah Najah and today I'm going to talk about our research project entitled Therapeutic Potential of Sorafenib Melatonin-Loaded Exosomes of Mesenchymal Stem Cells in Hepatocellular Carcinoma Rat Model. First of all, let me introduce our team members. We are 4 undergraduate students at the Faculty of Science, Cairo University. The first member is who's speaking to you right now, and my name again is Abdullah Najah, Biochemistry Department. The second one is Diya Basyuni, Biochemistry Department. Third one is Habiba Muhammad, Biotechnology Department, and finally Hamid Ashri, Biochemistry Department. Our supervisor, Prof. Dr. Ahmad Zayed, Head of Zoology Department. The content of this video will include a background about hepatocellular carcinoma, epidemiology, symptoms, diagnosis, etiology, and risk factors. Then we will talk about conventional therapies of hepatocellular carcinoma and overview of sorafenib and its combination with melatonin. Also, recent therapeutic approaches like stem cells and exosomes.
The first winner is use of microbial peroxidases for water remediation.
Hello everyone, I'm Ziad Al-Mismari. Today I'm going to introduce our project to you, which is the use of microbial peroxidases for water remediation. Emerging pollutants, or EPs, are a major cause of water pollution. They are a new set of man-made chemicals that's found in different water bodies. And there are several types of emerging pollutants such as antibodies, chemicals, medicine, hormones, as well as microplastics. According to a recent research, they have a considerable impact on human health because they cause growth inhibition, reproductive problems, and genotoxic alterations, which means that they cause DNA damage leading to cancer, and this makes it essential to develop new methods to eliminate.
Public health sciences. The third winner is phobia and perceptions concerning COVID-19 in healthcare professional students.
Hello everyone, my name is Nasreen Akhtar and I am from Alain University. Our topic is about phobia and perceptions concerning COVID-19 infection among healthcare professional students. 2020 was a year of fear, loss, and uncertainty with the advent of the novel coronavirus worldwide. It was a year of challenges for every single individual, including adults, children, students, working citizens, etc. Mostly, it was a year of grave global medical emergency, which we are fighting to date with our frontline workers pouring in blood and sweat to vanquish this infectious virus. The first case of COVID-19 was reported in Wuhan in November 2019, and since then, its outbreak has.
The second winner is combating COVID-19 through aspect-based sentiment analysis of vaccine misinformation on Twitter.
Hello everyone, I'm Nada Hussein, and together with my colleagues Rawan Al-Abyad and Salma Abdul Halim, we will be presenting a research project entitled Combating COVID-19 through aspect-based sentiment analysis of vaccine misinformation on Twitter. This project is supervised by Dr. Hiba Ismail and Professor Murad Al-Hadi.
It's been 2 years since the World Health Organization has declared the spread of coronavirus COVID-19 as a global pandemic on March 2020. The pandemic has created both a public health crisis and an economic crisis in the worldwide. It has also disturbed lives, pushed the hospital system to its capacity, and created a global.
The first winner is determining the factors that impact health literacy levels and the knowledge of health literacy in UAE population.
Hi,
my name is Kulsum Imran Ahmed and she is
Sarah Abdul Sadr, and we are College of Health Science students from Abu Dhabi University, and we're really excited to present to you our topic on
determining the factors that impact health literacy and the knowledge of health literacy in UAE population, supervised by our professor, Dr. Rania Al-Duwaik.
So as I stated before, this is our topic supervised by Dr. Rania Al-Duwaik. Now moving on to the table of contents, this is how the topic will be presented. So what is health literacy? Health literacy is an individual's ability to read, understand and health information to make proper choices in regards to their health. It includes patients' understanding of appropriate written health and communication material, ability to accurately interpret written health-related information, and communication with providers. Now moving on to statistics related to health literacy in the United States. According to National Assessment.
Pharmaceutical sciences. The third winner is toward catalytic antibiotics.
Today I'm going to present the project toward catalytic fluoroquinolones. One of the main problems of the modern health is the resistance to antibiotics. Many types of bacteria show resistance to the known antibiotics, so we can't prevent or treat the infections they cause. More than 500,000 people die each year from drug-resistant infections, and according to the World Health Organization, this number will rise to 10 million in 2050. The problem is more serious because the development of the resistance is fast, and pharmaceutical companies don't want to spend money and time to develop new antibiotics that might be useless after a short time. So on the one hand, there are no new antibiotics, but on the other hand, the development of the resistance is rapidly growing. There are several.
The second winner is targeting the RNA binding protein NONO to inhibit breast cancer.
Hi, this is Nur Dabbagh.
This is Dan Albig.
And this is Zainab Abdul Nasser. Our experiment was about targeting an RNA binding protein that's related to the development of breast cancer, which is non-PO domain counting octamer binding protein, also called nonoprotein. As we can conclude from these pie charts done by WHO, we can find that breast cancer is the most common type of cancer with an incidence of 21.9%, including all ages of both genders.
The first winner is identification of potential HENT1 inhibitors using a combined approach of ligand-based and receptor-based virtual screening.
My teammates and I are a group of 14 pharmacy students from Al Ain University, and today we're going to be presenting our project, which involves the identification of potential HENT1 inhibitors using a combined approach of ligand-based and receptor-based virtual screening. I'll start by introducing you to the human equilibrative nucleoside transporters, abbreviated as HENTs. They are a family of integral proteins mostly found on cell membranes. HENTs play a crucial role in transporting nucleosides and nucleobases, which are essential for DNA and RNA synthesis. Therapeutically, the isoform HENT1 is of a great interest, being a key molecular target for drugs that inhibit its transport activity. Let me first familiarize you with the concept of inhibition. Simply,
clinical sciences. The third winner is prevalence of peripheral arterial disease among 40 years and older in the United Arab Emirates.
Hi everyone, my name is Abdullah. Today I'll be presenting our research topic, which is prevalence of peripheral arterial disease among adults of ages 40 and above in the United Arab Emirates. So our group members are Lina Sayyid Taha, Sarah Sayyid Taha, Sana Fatima, and me, and our supervisor is Dr. Shada Sharbati. So this is our content today. So I'll start with brief introduction on PAD. So PAD is defined as atherosclerotic occlusive disease in the arteries of upper and lower extremities. Most commonly, it affects the arteries of the lower extremity, resulting in pain and discomfort after rest. So it has been associated with increased risk of lower limb amputation and atherothrombosis. Risk factors of PAD include tobacco use, obesity, hypertension, hypercholesterolemia, diabetes, and age and gender. So despite the high prevalence of risk factors associated with PED in our region, there is few data regarding.
The second winner is getting advanced realistic bionic hands within the reach of amputees.
Have you ever thought about what goes into activities like throwing a ball? Writing an exam? Placing an object? Or even opening the door? Behind these seemingly effortless actions lie intricate mechanisms of the hand. What if you find yourself a victim of trauma, road traffic accidents, burns, or even cancer? Globally, around 3 million individuals suffer from arm amputations, the prevalence of which is expected to double by the year 2050. This is where prosthesis come into play.
Over the past 2,000 years, prosthetics as innovating devices have undergone multiple phases and eras. Starting as a simple aesthetic unit for amputees to fit into the society, they have turned into bionic hands that restores both sensory and motor function, making them a step closer to a rehab.
The first winner is synthesis of immune-evading pancreatic cell clusters for treatment of type 1 diabetes.
So, what brings you here today, Mrs. S?
Doctor, it seems that I can do anything but produce insulin.
Don't worry. We are working on a new solution to treat your problem.
Yes, one day I'd love to say that I used to have diabetes.
One of the novel approaches to tackle type 1 diabetes is the synthesis of immune-evading pancreatic cell clusters.
Architecture and urban planning. The third winner is process of an architectural concept generation, the revival of a historical building, a case study of Jifna Castle.
Hello, welcome. My name is Marwa from Al Ghurair University, and I'm presenting my research paper, which is Process of an Architectural Concept Generation, the Revival of a Historical Building, a case study of Jifna Castle. So this paper is going to present a process and an approach on how to develop a design concept by examining different influences, and it was based on a thesis project of upcycling an ancient castle. In this presentation, we will introduce the case study and the influences that will affect forming the case concept, and then to conclude. So briefly, the project location is in Jifna, which is an old Palestinian village located in Ramallah that it dates back to the Bronze Age, and it got its importance through different eras. Al-Burj, which is the selected castle that belongs to the Crusader era, it is located in the historic center of Jifna.
The second winner is talent management-based framework for developing sustainable quality of life in Egyptian architectural design firms.
Our topic is Talent Management-Based Framework for Developing Sustainable Quality of Work Life in Egyptian Architectural Design Firms. This video will include introduction, literature review, research methods, case studies, survey questionnaire, framework, and finally conclusion. First, the introduction.
Years ago, for the most people, the quality of their work is about the money they would get from it and the number of hours they would work. But in this constantly changing labor market, the way you work, the quality of your job, and how you are being managed, all of that also makes a difference. The nature of architecture in all its aspects is concerned with creativity in its roots. Talent management provide approach to assist in the development of better quality of work life to improve the working conditions of architects.
The first winner is Fire Egress Path and Fire Simulation Analysis in Abu Dhabi University.
Good evening, my name is Maya. Today my colleagues Basant, Hiba and Tasneem will be presenting our research paper, Fire Egress Path and Fire Simulation Analysis in Abu Dhabi University, supervised by Dr. Magdi Ibrahim. This study analyzes the paths of egress and visibility in the Murad building at ADU. We looked at previous research to understand human behavior during egress and also studied the UAE Fire and Safety Code of Practice. We then examined the travel distance paths and the common paths in the Murad building and compared them to the UAE regulations. We also created simulations to compare the visibility in the case of a fire at different parts of the building and suggested alternative escape routes. Based on the findings of our research, we proposed design solutions that will be discussed at the end. The contents of this presentation are an introduction, 2 literature reviews, egress analysis in Murad building, fire simulation,
Civil Engineering. The third winner is Salinity Concrete of Palm Ash.
Higher temperatures intensify some types of air pollution.
The world is facing shortage in fresh water. People are suffering from drought around different continents around the world.
Pasture, there's no water for them.
Cement industry plays a major role in air pollution through its harmful gases rising during the manufacturing process.
The latest report, UN scientists are warning we are on course for devastating changes to our climate.
Shortage of fresh water has many causes. One of them is the daily rise in temperature.
Levels could rise as much as a foot within 30 years. That means coastal cities could flood even on sunny days.
Climate change leads to ice melting, which causes rise in seawater level.
Mexico City, which is facing an existential water crisis, loses close to half of its drinking water.
Hello everyone, my name is Shoghl Wahabi from Al Baraim University in Oman. I will be talking about an experiment that I did with my colleagues Manar Al-Farsi, Aisha Al-Masoudi, Shoghl Jabri, and supervised by Dr.
The second winner is Mechanical Properties and Durability of Alkali Activated Materials for use as concrete binders towards recycling industrial byproducts and reducing carbon emissions.
The concrete and mortars worldwide. If the cement industry was a country, it would definitely be the 3rd largest carbon dioxide emitter in the world. That becomes a concern when its environmental effect is taken into consideration, as it is a major source of CO2 emissions, which in return cause global warming, and the list goes on. For these reasons, it is crucial to decrease cement production in order to minimize CO2 emissions. Developing alternatives for cement is our job as civil engineers to control environmental pollution. Not only that, also to reduce the cost of waste management and concrete production by utilizing industrial byproducts like GGBS and fly ash. This presentation focuses on the mechanical and durability characteristics of concrete that uses alkali-activated GGBS and fly ash as binders, instead of the environmentally unfriendly cement.
The first winner is Understanding Climate Change Impact on Building Energy Used in the United Arab Emirates.
Hello everyone, my name is Sahar and I will be talking about a study conducted to understand the climate change impact on the building energy use in the United Arab Emirates. Climate change and global warming were announced as a global issue about 30 years ago, caused by the burning of fossil fuels such as coal, oil, and gas, which led to the production of heat-trapping gases causing heat from the sun to be trapped into the Earth's atmosphere, affecting everything around us. Global warming is hitting so many countries, and as engineers, it is our duty to ensure that we design buildings based on future weather conditions to avoid early deterioration of the buildings, especially in hot countries. Since there are very limited studies on the impact of climate change on the buildings in the UAE and its effect on energy demand, we aim to raise awareness of the importance of this issue, specifically for the design community. We also aim to increase the understanding.
Electrical and Electronics Engineering. The third winner is non-invasive, low-cost method for monitoring the photometric performance of the street lighting systems.
Greetings and assalamu alaikum to the honorable judges. My name is Ishrat Zahan Khan and my team and I developed a non-invasive, low-cost method for monitoring the photometric performance of the street lighting systems. We were supervised by Dr. Mohammed Jama. The agenda for the presentation is as follows. First, we introduce the system and its importance. Second, we discuss the intricacies and overall design of our system. Then we display and analyze the experimental results. Lastly, we conclude our presentation with a summary.
We designed a low-cost system that monitors the photometric performance of the street lights, that locates the underperforming and defective lighting poles with minimal human labor intervention. We researched the types of lighting systems used in the UAE. The two different lamp technologies currently utilized in the UAE are the high-pressure sodium and the light-emitting diode, LED. We identify compatible hardware components suited for the system and determine the required codes needed to construct a comprehensive data analysis and inference engine. Additionally,
The third winner is Electric Vehicle Wireless Charging.
According to the International Energy Agency roadmap to reach net zero by the year 2050, electricity should be dominant in the transportation sector. As can be seen in the figure, around 45% of vehicles running on streets should run on electricity by the year 2050. So electric vehicles should be widely adopted. However, there are two main setbacks of electric vehicles, which are the large time of charge and the limited amount of public charging stations available.
The main purpose of the design is to facilitate and improve the charging process of electric vehicles through wireless charging. The design improves on the existing system by reducing any misalignment that negatively impact the efficiency. In addition, the wide adoption of the technology will allow the battery to remain in an appropriate state of charge and will reduce the load on the utility at the end of the day when the vehicles are parked at home to charge.
The second winner is IoT Parking Management System.
Hello everyone, as you can see on this screen, our topic today is IoT Parking Management System. But before we start talking about our topic, I would first like to introduce you to our group members. Rima Safi, Dana Al-Arbid, Haya Al-Miz'al, and I'm Noor Al-Ghaib. We are from the American University of the Middle East, Electrical Engineering Department. I leave you now with Dana Al-Arbid to introduce you to our topic.
To begin with, I would like to ask a simple question. How many times have you entered a parking lot and saw a system like this? Recently, most parking lots are providing these systems where they claim that these systems are managing parking lots and decreasing time consumed by drivers to find a parking spot. For example, how many times have you been to the Avenues Mall in Kuwait and saw the digital screen that shows the number of available spots?
The first winner is Pseudo-electric field and pumping valley current in graphene nanobubbles.
I'm Naf Haddadi from KVBM Physics Department. In this talk, we are going to present our project, which is pseudo-electric field and pumping valley current in graphene nanobubbles. In this project, my mentor is Dr. Adil Abud. So I will discuss the introduction and the background behind our research. Then I will discuss the model and the method we used, and finally discuss the results we got. So graphene is characterized as a group of carbon atoms arrayed in hexagonal lattice with two atoms in its unit cell, and it has two different forms depending on the edge shape, zigzag pattern and armature pattern. Each of these patterns at nanoscale manifest unique properties, for example like the band structure. So here we have the 3D band structure of graphene sheet. It has two surfaces.
Environmental engineering. The third winner is Semi-active water supply regulation of flood-irrigated agricultural lands in Egypt.
In the name of Allah,
the most gracious, the most merciful. Hello everyone, my name is Abdullah Muhammad. I'm a junior renewable energy engineering student currently studying at the University of Science and Technology in Zuwail City. And today I'm going to thoroughly explain my research paper, Semi-Active Water Supply Regulation of Flood Irrigated Agricultural Lands in Egypt. First of all, I'm going to start with a brief introduction, including the motivation behind conducting this research, and then I'll proceed to review some of the existing solutions to the problem, each with its pros and cons. After that, I'll explain how the solution works, and then I'll finish off with the expected advantages and, last but not least, some additional points to be considered. So let's start. The motive originated from the fact that I basically live in the countryside, where traditional irrigation techniques.
The second winner is full-scale house drinking water treatment system.
Hello everyone, I'm Mira Harara and I'm here with Ahmed Al-Hammadi and Mohammed Ba'abbad. We're students from the Civil Infrastructure and Environmental Engineering Department at Khalifa University. We're here to present our project and research on the full-scale household drinking water treatment system, where we mainly focus on modified biosand filters. Our system aims to be low cost and easy to operate, and it is made to target low-income communities around the world. We aim to deliver clean water in a world where clean water has been inaccessible. So our modified biosand filters are an adaptation of this low sand filtration system. In this gravitational process, water flows through the system and coats the sediment layers within the system. With time, a biofilm develops on the uppermost sediment layer, which is crucial to remove impurities.
The first winner is fabrication of MFC-based biosensors for real-time monitoring of COD in industrial wastewater plants.
Hi everyone, this is Mira Gaidi from International Maritime College Oman. I'm so happy to be a part of this prestigious event and thanks to organizers at Abu Dhabi University for such an opportunity. I'm delighted to share our work today with you on how we developed a low-cost COD real-time biosensor for monitoring industrial wastewater plants based on emerging technology of microbial fuel cell. The work is done under supervision of Dr. Tahira Jafari. Let's go through the presentation outlines quickly. First, I'll talk about the problem, then our proposed solution, followed by objectives of this project, methodology, results, and at the end, recommendation and application. What's the problem? As much as supplying water is critical for the countries, water quality monitoring is also vital for every country across the globe since it targets the water safety and health of a nation. Therefore, government developed laboratories.
Mechanical engineering. The third winner is portable apparatus for in situ thermal response tests.
Good day. You might be wondering what this portable apparatus for in situ thermal response test is. Me, Hana Al-Bashir and my colleagues Shamsa and Surya from the mechanical department, and we are going to discuss what it's about. So let's start. This is our testing device, and what it does, it's actually testing the soil characteristic and properties to check if it's suitable to install the ground source heat pump. Why we need that? Because we want to replace the AC conditioner to something which will be more eco-friendly and less pollution to the environment.
Thermal response test. The first step is to inject or extract heat from the borehole heat exchanger. Then, the heated or cooled liquid is circulated through borehole heat exchanger and back.
The second winner is water desalination using thermoelectric coolers.
Hello and welcome. My name is Khalid Al-Arai.
My name is Fahd Al-Doush.
And we are excited to present our research to Abu Dhabi University for the 9th Undergraduate Virtual Research Competition. Our mentors are Dr. Abdullah Nahid and Dr. Ubaida Zaytoun. Our research title is Freezing Desalination Using the Thermoelectric Effect. Here's the outline for our presentation. Before we begin our introduction, we would like to talk to you more about our motivation before doing this project. We know that water has always been vital for humans and all living creatures. It's also a fact that water makes life as we know it today possible. Around 70% of the Earth's surface is water. However, only 0.5% of it is available for human use. In 2017, approximately 4,000 billion cubic.
The first winner is Design, Manufacture and Evaluation, a waste heat recovery system for converting exhaust heat from vehicles into a useful source of energy.
Hello everybody. We are going to present our project, which is about design, manufacture and evaluate a waste heat recovery system for converting the exhaust heat of vehicles into a useful source of energy. Starting with the outline, first we will start with short introduction and methodology. Then we will go through some of the literature review. After that, design concept generation and evaluation will be introduced. Next, the parametric and detailed design, where the detailed drawings and design parameters will be illustrated. Then manufacturing process, where the procedure of manufacturing will be shown. After that, experimental results and discussion. Finally, the presentation will be ended by comprehensive and short conclusion. First part of our presentation is
Chemical and Petroleum Engineering. The third winner is Energy Efficient Separation of Ethane, Ethylene using membranes.
Hello everyone. I hope that everyone who is watching this video are doing well. I would like to introduce myself and my colleagues. My name is Hassan Loughani and my colleagues are Fatma Al-Haram, Asma Al-Zar'ouni, Mizna Al-Blushi, Maria Kamran. We will present our project, which is about design of membrane-based process for energy-efficient ethane-ethylene separation. First, let me start with the outline of this presentation. This is the outline for this presentation. First, we will start with the introduction and background. Then we will move to the project scope, then to the design methodology and analysis, then process design and analysis, then design of a process and equipment, then investment and profitability, then HSE consideration and HAZOP analysis, then task identification and allocation, finally conclusion and recommendation.
The second winner is a plastic to hydrogen process plant.
The prosperity of the United Arab Emirates has attracted people from all over the world, increasing the country population and the demand for resources. So the UAE government decided to achieve more sustainable consumption and production away from a linear economy towards a circular economy. The circular economy vision revolves around the repetitive use of resources in which waste and pollution are designed out of the system. Nowadays, plastic is the dominant material of our modernistic economy, so converting waste to energy is a crucial method to benefit from waste sustainably. Our project is based on converting landfill plastic waste consisting of high-density polyethylene into a clean energy source, hydrogen fuel. The hydrogen fuel is used for various applications.
The first winner is Design of a Power to X process by producing green hydrogen from local resources.
The world is facing many challenges, and the maintained rising trend of greenhouse gas emissions affecting the climate change is one of the primary ones. Most of these emissions come from the energy and industrial sectors, with the utilization of fossil fuels such as coal, oil, and natural gas, and hence, many countries, including the UAE, are aiming to tackle this issue. Under the patronage of His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan and His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, the UAE government launched UAE's Net Zero by 2050 strategic initiative with a target of producing 50% of its energy requirements from clean sources by 2050, making the UAE the first Middle Eastern and North African nation to do so.
The primary problem with the clean renewable energy.
Biomedical engineering. The third winner is Ainuk, AI-powered guidance system for the visually impaired.
Good morning, judges and esteemed members of the faculty. My name is Madiha Khan and my teammate is Mariza Tom. We are students from Abu Dhabi University and we are going to present our project, Smart Classes for Blind People. Our supervisors are Engineer Mara and Dr. Ghazal. Globally, among 7.79 billion people in 2020, an estimated 49.1 million were blind. While doing research, we found that some of the most common challenges faced by blind people is the lack of accessibility to activities and information, the societal stigma, and most importantly, the ability to navigate around places. Blind people have to constantly be surrounded by someone to perform basic daily tasks or have to use the assistance of walking sticks or guide dogs, which makes them stand out in public and could lead to societal stigma. To combat these problems, we decided to create AI-powered smart classes to give them life assistance as a replacement to caregivers, guide dogs, or walking sticks.
The second winner is a deep learning approach for the detection of COVID-19 from chest X-ray images using a convolutional neural networks.
A very warm welcome everyone. Today I, Aditya and Shamshir, the authors, will be presenting you the research paper titled Deep Learning Approach for Detection of COVID-19 using chest X-ray images using convolutional neural networks. Research was done over a span of 6 months in association with Bill Institute of Technology and Science, Dubai campus. The presentation is divided into 7 parts. We will be starting with the background of the problem, our objective, the data set we worked on, our hypothesis and methodology. Finally, we will cover the experimental results and the conclusion of this research. COVID-19 is an ongoing pandemic caused by severe acute respiratory syndrome. The virus was first identified in mid-December 2019 in Hubei province of Wuhan, China, and by now has spread throughout the planet, with more than 75.5 million confirmed cases and more than 1.87 million.
The first winner is Intelligent Microscope, automated TB diagnosis via embedded deep learning.
Intelligent Microscope, automated TB diagnosis via embedded deep learning. Tuberculosis, known as TB, is caused by bacterium cells called Mycobacterium tuberculosis. The bacteria usually attacks the lungs, but TB bacteria can attack any part of the body, such as the kidney, spine, and the brain. Tuberculosis is one of the most dangerous and deadly diseases that infects humans. According to WHO, more than 10 million patients die every year because of tuberculosis. One of the most widely used tests for TB diagnosis in developed parts of the world is the microscopic examination of Zine Nelson.
Sustainable and renewable energy. The third winner is multi-layered electrode preparation using thermal evaporation technique to fabricate supercapillary with ultra-high energy density.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you for letting me have the chance to present my research project under the title Multi-layered electrode preparation using thermal evaporation technique to fabricate supercapillary with ultra-high energy density. I would like to quickly introduce myself. My name is Muhammad Kuban. I am undergraduate student at King Fahd University. I worked under supervision of distinguished Professor Muhammad Ashraf Kundal at Physics Department. He was awarded a Saudi citizenship by a royal decree by the Majesty the King Salman for his scientific achievements. A worldwide effort to address the issue of sustainable energy supply is now focusing on electrochemical energy storage, or which known as EES, and material development. To address the current scenario of renewable energy intermittent, modern EES technology research and development is required. To achieve
The second winner is Reverse Peltier Generator, a thermoelectric generator for increased solar panel efficiency.
Greetings, ladies, gentlemen, and esteemed judges. I, Yazan Barbar, Junior Electrical Engineering student, along with my colleagues Dua Abu Ida, Omar Shaheen, and Muhammad Atiyah, Junior Electrical Engineering students at Abu Dhabi University, are willing to represent our research work titled Reverse Peltier, a thermoelectric generator for increasing solar panel efficiency. Throughout this research, we will state our problem and talk about the motivation behind it. Secondly, we will talk about some existing solutions and their limitations. After that, we will present our proposed solution with the methodology, followed by the model and testing results. Finally, we will talk about some challenges that we faced, and we will conclude our research work.
This is Dua.
The first winner is Analysis of Recycling Aluminium for Hydrogen Gas Production.
Now let's talk about our motivations. We're looking for cost-effective energy production, something to compete with solar and wind energy, not only for consumer end products and electric power purchasing, but also where wind and solar would lack in terms of extreme conditions such as cascaded areas. We're also looking for higher process utilization by using recycled aluminium to produce the hydrogen gas. We're also looking for cleaner hydrogen production by substituting steam reforming and electrolysis. Let's talk about our objectives. We are looking to design and implement a hydrogen-driven system. We are looking to perform theoretical analysis. We have some governing equations to calculate. We're looking to execute the experiment as designed, and finally to calculate cost, time, and equipment needed to operate the experiment.
Software Engineering. The third winner is WellActive App, an adaptive activity recognition and recommendation framework using machine learning and cell phone sensory data.
Human activity recognition data are collected from sensors, which in our application we came up with gyroscope and accelerometer sensors. Then our machine learning will extract the features from the raw data and using classification supervised learning to recognize the activity that the user performs.
Data science, machine learning, and AI have become some of the most critical technologies and industries in the 21st century, penetrating almost every aspect of our lives, including fitness and well-being. In this part, I will discuss the implementation of our AI-powered mobile application as following: create a user profile, human activity recognition, implementation, recommendation system.
The second winner is Accident Reporting System based on GPS, Taysir.
Hi, this is Ahmad. He woke up early today to go to work. Ahmad got upset because he might be late for work. They call Najim and wait until the officer comes and gives the assessment of the accident. While waiting for Najim to arrive, the street has become crowded, causing another accident. People have been late for work and appointments.
The first winner is Hangout Planning Platform with AI Friend Recommendation.
My name is Amar Mutasir. I'm currently studying at a British university in Egypt. I'm majoring in software engineering, and currently I'm working for Amazon as an IT DevOps engineer. In today's presentation, I'm going to be talking about what's the project about, what is the hub, and then we're going to be talking about features and technologies used. After that, we're going to have a quick walkthrough into the app itself.
We humans have fundamental needs to belong and to relate, for which communication is key. However, in the past decades, especially with the rapid increase of social media platforms, the ways of communication have drastically changed, and the significant focus on online interactions by both platforms and users results in various negative side effects on users and society in general, where existing social media platforms were found to decrease face-to-face communication skills, introduce lack of
Cybersecurity. The second winner is a honeypot architecture for detection of zero-day attacks in IoT. So my research topic is an IoT Zero Jar, a honeypot architecture for detection of zero-day attacks in IoT under the supervision of Dr. Mohammed Filimban. The agenda of this presentation, I will go with the honeypot system, definition of the honeypot system and types of interactions, the research problem and the objective. Then I will go to the technical part with the IoT candy jar system architecture and its experiment with all its modules. And I will wrap up this presentation with the IoT Zero Jar system architecture. Now, the honeypot system, what is a honeypot? A honeypot system is a type of intrusion detection system to defend against cyber attackers. Now, its goal is to allure the attacker in order to study the attacking methodology and attacking behavior. Now, honeypot system is considered as a fake network with multiple clients and servers, so legitimate users should never access the honeypot system. We have several classifications of the honeypot, but we focus on the first winner is SAFE, Cryptographic Algorithms and Security Principles Gamification.
Hello everyone, my name is Aisha and my teammates are Latifa, Meitha and Wadha, and our supervisor is Dr. Saad. We will be presenting our project SAFE that provides a gamified experience of cryptographic algorithms and security principles. For the introduction, we need first to understand the problem. The new generations are getting engaged with the internet more than us as they grew up finding technology all around them. However, the current educational system is being used for more than 100 years, and today's students find these learning strategies boring. The system also lacks continuous feedback about the students' learning progress and steps to improve. Research shows that gamer students spend about 30% less time on reading and on doing their homework. Therefore, video games could be used to achieve learning objectives and improve educational outcomes, and this is what we aim for. During the pandemic, remote working strategies were
Abu Dhabi University's Launchpad Startup Incubator Program. The winner is MediSpot, a smart drug information search app.
Hello, welcome to the presentation, or rather a demonstration of the MediSpot application. My name is Ariba Abed and I feel honored to be participating in the 9th undergraduate research competition organized by the Abu Dhabi University. This presentation will be held in a series of question and answers and then followed by a demonstration. So what is MediSpot? Well, MediSpot is a mobile application that was developed with the sole purpose to help users identify the purpose of their abundant medications, medicines with missing patient identification leaflets, and to provide users with reliable sources of information about the medicines available in the United Arab Emirates. What makes MediSpot different from other applications with the same concept? Well, there are several drug index applications available on platforms such as Apple Store and Google Play.
The winner is Ainuk, AI-powered guidance system for the visually impaired.
Good morning, judges and esteemed members of the faculty. My name is Madiha Khan and my teammate is Mariza Tom. We are students from Abu Dhabi University and we are going to present our project Smart Classes for Blind People. Our supervisors are Engineer Mara and Dr. Ghazal. Globally, among 7.79 billion people in 2020, an estimated 49.1 million were blind. While doing research, we found that some of the most common challenges faced by blind people is the lack of accessibility to activities and information, the societal stigma, and most importantly, the ability to navigate around places. Blind people have to constantly be surrounded by someone to perform basic daily tasks or have to use the assistance of walking sticks or guide dogs, which makes them stand out in public and could lead to societal stigma. To combat these problems, we decided to create AI-powered smart classes to give them live assistance as a replacement to caregivers, guide dogs, or walking sticks. Using machine learning, our smart classes will allow blind...
The winner is Sustainable Aviation Fuel.
Greetings, my name is Huriya Hassan Al-Darai. Together with my colleagues Banish Khan, Rabia Khalid Al-Suwaidi, Ghalia Adil Al-Zar'uni, and Hoyang Zhu from Emirates Aviation University will be presenting our sustainable aviation fuel research. Global warming and other environmental crises are deteriorating the Earth's health, and one major cause is the greenhouse gases emission, mainly carbon dioxide or simply CO2. The aviation industry alone accounts for 12% of CO2 emission, with an estimation that the jet fuel holds 3.15 grams of CO2 emission per gram of fuel. Thus, biofuel are a perfect substitute due to their nature of being eco-friendly and are easily replenished by biological mass such as crops, while also acquiring similar characteristics as the jet fuel. Moreover, UAE has recently announced the affiliation to the 2050 Net Zero Goal Initiative.
Congratulations to all the winning teams and thank you to all the teams for their participation. Our gratitude goes to everyone who helped in making this event a success. It was a pleasure hosting you all today, and we hope to see you again next year in the 10th edition of the Undergraduate Research Competition. Thank you all for attending, stay safe and have a pleasant day ahead.